it's Chloe Klemstein, and I'm going to be talking to you about the female triad and especially the effects that it has on exercising and fitness as a whole. I'm going to begin by defining what the female triad is. Just like my last video, I just want to go into a little brief explanation of what it is so that you guys understand for this video. So, the definition of the female triad is a combination of 3 different conditions. The conditions are osteoporosis, disordered eating, and amenorrhea. So, the definition of osteoporosis is when the bones become fragile and brittle from the lack of nutrients or also hormonal changes. The definition of disordered eating is the psychological conditions that cause unhealthy eating habits to develop. And then amenorrhea is having missed menstruating for a few periods. To explain why these 3 conditions are important for exercising correctly and for also just your overall health, I am going to go in a little bit of depth about that. So amenorrhea, as I defined, is having missed your period after a couple of times, over a period of time actually, and most girls won't let it bother them if they miss it for one time. It's typical for a woman to miss a period now and then without having to be scared. But for this, it is like a frequent thing, so it happens more than once. And so when they eventually go to the doctor, they're gonna find out why they are losing their period, and from there they're gonna realize that it is because their health is not as good as it was before. Another stress could be, or another problem could be stress, but it's not essentially always that. But for this, the female triad, it is because you are hormonally imbalanced. So because of that, then you lose your period. Another thing that comes along with being hormonally imbalanced is osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is, like I defined it, is when bones become brittle and fragile from the loss of nutrients, or because of hormonal changes. Now, that is very terrible if you are an athlete, if you are exercising, because that puts you in a more prone situation to get hurt. And so for you to get osteoporosis and all the other things in the female triad, it's not good at all because it does not help you grow as an athlete or as someone who's exercising. Okay, so to go into why disordered eating is bad to have if you are exercising, it's really important if you have a good balanced diet when exercising, because it means that you are getting the right nutrients, the right stuff in your body to produce energy for you to continue that exercising and overall fitness. So for you to do that, you need to eat properly, have a proper diet. You know, it means eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know, not skipping out every now and then on breakfast because that doesn't start your day off correctly. So you always want to make sure you're eating correctly and not forming these eating disorders or eating habits, because I know it's frequent in other sports like wrestling and cross country, and I will go into that more when I explain more of the negatives. So to now get into real depth about the negatives of exercise on the female triad, I'm going to talk about 3 of the main ones. So a negative impact is the breaking of bones or overuse of bones. That goes along with osteoporosis. Your bones just become more able to break, more prone to fractures and injuries. So if you are a soccer player and you come in contact with someone, you know, foot against foot ball, you're gonna end up hurt because your bones are not strong enough to go up against that. So that's a negative impact that osteoporosis or the female triad has on exercising. Also, you have increased fatigue and low energy. So that is really not good, because if you are exercising, you need energy to keep going through the exercise and to not come out so fatigued. Because if you come out fatigued incredibly, you don't get the workout you really wanted, you don't get the exercise you really needed, and overall it's not good for your body. It's just not healthy. So also there are some long-term negative effects from exercising and having the female triad, and that includes altered growth. So you are not as tall as you could be, your back is not as supported as it could be, you're gonna have scoliosis, or you're gonna have other problems with your bones. It's just something that happens with osteoporosis. So if you have the female triad and you are exercising, you are more prone to that. Another thing is, this is for, of course, the older people, older women, the inability to become pregnant if menopause continues. If you continue to work at a rate that you are in, like starting menopause early, you are not allowing your body to fully probably do its thing, because every woman has period for a reason, and if you do not have your period and then you're unable to have a baby, and if that's just because you're exercising, you could be able to fix that. Some of the positive effects of exercise on the female triad include that the females finally learn how to treat their body correctly. They finally learn that this is not what I need for my body. I can't have myself not having a period. I can't have injuries happen to me more often. I can't be injury prone, and I need to eat as much as I can so I can achieve the body I want. So they learn that they need to do all three of these things, and that is how they're going to treat their body correctly. Another thing is, alongside with that, is how they are going to learn how to properly eat, or how to change their diet so that it is a correct diet, so that they are not hurting themselves, because you need proteins, you need carbs, you need all the good stuff to make sure you are running correctly. So exercise in general needs that. So if you're not doing that, you're not doing the right thing, and people realize that. Another thing is that exercise in general helps your body to feel better and makes you a lot healthier as a whole. So if you exercise and you do it healthy in a safe way, you're gonna make sure that exercising is good for you, because that is the way to do it. You do not want to do it so that you induce the female triad to happen, because that's gonna happen if you let the disordered eating happen, or the osteoporosis comes after that, and the amenorrhea. It's just going to be an onslaught of things that you don't want to deal with. So in general, doing exercise helps deliver oxygen and blood to the essential organs that you need to exercise and be as efficient as possible. This means that you are ultimately helping yourself be healthy, and your cardiovascular system is working to its full potential, and you are also resetting your body to work properly. If you allow yourself to reset after having the female triad, if you learn how to properly diet or have a proper diet, or if you learn how to just keep yourself healthy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot from it. See you next time.